The text came the morning after my daughter's birthday party. I was sitting at the kitchen table, surrounded by half-deflated balloons and crumbs of cake, still hearing the echo of children's laughter when my phone lit up. The message was from my mother. "We need to discuss reimbursement. Your party cost us $1,320. At first I laughed. They hadn't even come to the party. Maybe it was a joke. But another message followed. "You should have considered our time and expenses. You owe us." My hands went cold. It wasn't a joke. Every photo from yesterday's party showed my little girl smiling, candles glowing, friends cheering, but not a single relative. Not my mother, not my sister Megan, not my brother Kevin. All of them had said they were too busy. And now they were sending me a bill? When my husband Mark saw my face, he asked what was wrong. I handed him the phone. "They're billing us," I said, "for not coming." He waited for the punchline. That never came. That night, I couldn't sleep. The house was quiet except for the hum of the fridge. I scrolled through old messages. My mother had been vague about attending. Megan said she had a hair appointment. Kevin never replied. None of them had confirmed anything. But there it was, 3 people who'd skipped the party, now demanding payment.
At midnight, another notification popped up. A group chat revival. My family again, united in complaint. "We spent money preparing for that day," Megan wrote. "You canceled our reservation," said my mother. "I lost work hours," Kevin added. Then Mom's final line. "You know what you did, Emily. Let's not make this ugly." Whenever she said that, it meant it was already ugly. The next morning, I woke to a voicemail. Her tone was calm, controlled, the voice she used when she was building a case. "I'm disappointed. You twisted things again. I had catering arranged because I thought we were hosting. You embarrassed us. Make it right." Catering? She'd never mentioned that. I checked every message and email, nothing. No receipt, no confirmation. She'd made it up. And yet I could feel her strategy forming, a slow tightening of guilt around me. By noon, my phone filled with messages. Megan sent fake receipts from caterers. Kevin talked about billable hours. Then an email arrived. Family expense summary. Party reimbursement. It looked official, itemized down to emotional distress. Total $1,320. I laughed so hard I nearly cried. They had literally put a price tag on feelings. But what truly froze me was the final note. If unresolved, we may need to involve outside help. By 4 o'clock, a police cruiser pulled up in front of my house. 2 polite officers explained there had been a financial dispute reported by relatives. They just wanted to check. I stood in the doorway humiliated, trying to explain that my family hadn't even attended the event they were billing me for. One officer sighed, told me to keep records, and left. I felt small, absurd, and furious all at once. That night, I decided I wouldn't play defense anymore. I gathered everything: messages, invites, timestamps. Every line proved they had chosen not to come. Then I wrote a single calm email. "Since you didn't attend and there's no agreement to reimburse anyone, I decline payment. If you wish to escalate, please proceed through official channels." It was the politest middle finger I had ever written. 2 days later, a reply arrived. Not from Mom, but from Megan under a makeshift legal email. "You will be hearing from our attorney soon." Attached were supposed invoices, but they were sloppy. Dates after the party, a catering company I'd never heard of, and a forged signature pretending to be Mom's. The loops in the L gave Megan away instantly. I called my mother. She answered on the second ring. "Mom, these invoices are fake." "Fake?" she repeated, offended. "You're accusing your family of lying? You called the police on me. Because you embarrassed us," she snapped. "By throwing a birthday party? By excluding us. You excluded yourselves." She paused, then said coldly, "You knew we wanted to host it here. You went behind my back. You humiliated us." "So this is about control," I said. "I did what I had to do. Maybe now you'll learn not to cross me." The line went dead. That was the moment something inside me hardened. They had rewritten reality for years, and I had always defended myself. Not this time. I spent nights gathering proof, screenshots of their public posts during the party weekend. My mother at a spa, Megan shopping, both smiling, oblivious. I turned it into a timeline, clear, calm, irrefutable, and uploaded it to a private webpage titled The Truth. No insults, no drama, just facts. Then I sent the link to Aunt Carol, the family's moral compass. Within hours, she called me. "Tell me this isn't real." I said, every word. "Oh my goodness," she whispered. The next morning, the family chat erupted. Mom demanded I take it down. Megan accused me of airing private matters. I replied once, "The truth stays up until you admit what you did." And then silence. For a week, nothing. Then Kevin called. "Mom's saying you're trying to destroy the family. She's the one who dragged the police into it. She says you hacked her accounts." I laughed bitterly. "Of course she does." He hesitated. "Emily, there's something else. Megan's been editing your old phone calls, trying to make you sound guilty."
I felt the ground tilt. They were preparing another version of the story. That night, I searched the attic for my father's old camcorder, the one filled with tapes from childhood. Among the hours of footage, I found a clip of my mother at the kitchen table years ago, laughing with Megan. "If you ever want to win an argument," she joked, "make people feel guilty first. Works every time." I replayed it 3 times. There it was, proof of the pattern, the mask behind every guilt trip. The next day, I sent the clip to Kevin with a short message. "This is who's calling the police on me." He replied later, "Mom's furious, Megan's scared. They didn't expect you to have this." 2 days later, another message from Kevin. "Mom wants to talk, Sunday dinner, says she's ready to fix this." Mark tried to stop me from going. "You don't owe them anything," he said. "I need to hear it. I need to know if she'll ever admit it." Sunday was gray and cold. The house looked the same as ever, perfect from the outside. Inside, Megan sat stiff at the table, Kevin pacing, Mom arranging plates as if nothing had happened. "This has gone too far," my mother began. "You've embarrassed the family." You called the police on me. You forced my hand. I have proof you forged invoices." She didn't even blink. "You still don't see the big picture." "What picture?" I asked. She looked straight at me. "Megan was starting her event planning business. You promised to hire her for Lily's party. When you didn't, she lost clients. You ruined her chance. We were simply teaching you accountability." My mouth dried with gold. So this was about her business. "You made us look foolish," she said. "So you invented a debt to teach me?" "To make you take responsibility," she answered. The words felt rehearsed, almost proud. Megan's eyes filled with tears. "Mom, maybe we went too far." "Quiet," my mother hissed. I set my phone on the table, recording light, glowing red. "You wanted accountability? Here it is." Her face drained of color. "You wouldn't dare." "I already have." Kevin exhaled. "Maybe we should stop this before it gets worse." My mother stood abruptly. "This has made your choice. Don't come back here again." I picked up my phone. "That's the first honest thing you've said." I walked out into the cold evening, the sound of their arguing voices fading behind me. A week later, an unmarked envelope arrived at my door.
Inside was a check for $1,320 and a note in my mother's handwriting. Consider this settled. For good. I stared at it for a long time. A month of humiliation, lies, and police visits reduced to a single piece of paper. I folded it back into the envelope and locked it in a drawer. Then I logged into the website that had started it all. I looked at the files, the screenshots, the videos. My cursor hovered over the delete button. One by one, I erased everything. Mark walked in as the last file disappeared. "You're deleting it?" "I don't need it anymore," I said. "I already won." That night, putting Lily to bed, she asked, "Mommy, will Grandma come next year?" "Maybe not," I said, tucking her blanket. "But that's okay. We'll still have fun." Downstairs, Mark poured 2 cups of tea. "So it's really over. For them, maybe," I said. I opened a private folder on my phone. Backup copies of every document. Sometimes you let people think they've won. That's how you end it. He smiled nervously. "You scare me a little." "Good," I said, half smiling. "Means I've learned from the best." Weeks passed. My mother stopped posting online. Megan shut down her business page. Kevin texted once, "Thanks for standing your ground." I didn't see it before. I didn't reply. The silence felt peaceful for the first time in years. People think revenge is loud, shouting, slamming doors, grand finales. It isn't. Real revenge is quiet. It's when you stop needing their approval. It's when they lose the power to rewrite your story. That's what freedom sounds like. Nothing at all.